Hey guys, this is Callum from English Shooting, and today I want to answer the question, can you own a sawn-off shotgun within the UK? But first, being New Year's Eve, I want to wish you all a very happy New Year's, all the best for 2018, and thank you very much for all the support during 2017. But back to the question in hand, can you own a sawn-off shotgun within the UK? Now, unfortunately, it's not a yes or no answer, and that's because, just like with most things with firearms in the UK, it depends, and it really depends on what you classify a sawn-off shotgun to be, what your definition of a sawn-off shotgun is, what length you think the barrels need to be or overall length needs to be a sawn-off shotgun. So pick a number in your head, what you think the barrels need to be or the overall length needs to be a sawn-off shotgun, and we can look into if you can own that sort of length shotgun within the UK. Now, within the UK, we have Section 5 authority, and it's basically for manufacturers, dealers, law enforcement to be able to own guns that are heavily restricted, like pistols, fully automatic rifles, and very short shotguns and other weapons that you can't even begin to imagine. I'm not going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about what you can own under Section 1 or Section 2 of the Firearms Act, and that's a firearm certificate or a shotgun certificate. Now, saying shotgun certificate, you might think, well, let's just dive into it there, but that's not actually where we really want to be talking. The UK has a funny classification for shotguns, and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago between long barrel pistols and Section 1 shotguns. Basically, high capacity shotguns, anything that has a magazine that can hold more than 2 cartridges or has a detachable magazine, is classified as a firearm and not a shotgun. So anything that doesn't have these high capacities, so you can own a semi-automatic, you can own a pump action, you can own a lever action, over and under, side by side, single barrel, whatever, under a shotgun certificate, as long as you can't put more than 2 cartridges in the magazine. The lengths for a shotgun certificate, or a length that a shotgun needs to meet to be able to go under an SGC, is a barrel length of at least 24 inches and an overall length of at least 40 inches. So anything that's sort of shorter than that, or anything that has a high capacity, becomes a firearm, and you need a Section 1 firearm certificate. And when you get into Section 1, there's some more caveats as well. Anything that's high capacity has to remain the same length, or is still governed by the same lengths under an SGC, even on an FAC. So if you have a high capacity tube fed semi-automatic shotgun, the barrels have to be at least 24 inches and the overall length has to be over 40 inches. But what's interesting is when you have a side-by-side or an over and under, or even a lever action under a Section 1 firearm certificate, because the lengths then go to everything else lengthwise with a firearm certificate FAC, and that's 12-inch barrels and an overall length of at least 24 inches. So this is quite a dramatic drop. That's nearly half the total length and, well, half the barrel size. And, that's a reasonably dinky shotgun. I know that over in the US, you're allowed to have at least, well, down to 18-inch barrels, and I think it's 24 inches overall. Sorry, 26 inches overall, luckily I have that there. So you have to have 18-inch barrels and an overall length of 26 inches. Anything under that, I believe you then need to get a tax stamp, and it gets very expensive. That is the shortest that you can own within the UK. So if you class 12-inch barrels and an overall length of 24 inches on a side-by-side shotgun, a sawn-off shotgun, then yes, under a FAC you can own a sawn-off shotgun. Now, I don't want everyone to be painting that image of the bank robber with a sawn-off shotgun. An FAC firearm certificate is incredibly well regulated. You can't just go, I want a sawn-off shotgun. You have to be able to justify it. There are plenty of sports and disciplines that having a shorter shotgun and something that's low capacity, that's the rules of those sorts of disciplines and matches. So as long as you are taking part in those areas of the sport and you can say to your local police department, you know, this is what I want to do, or this is what I have planned, and they go, yes, that's good enough reason, then you can get one. So no, you can't just go, I want a sawn-off shotgun because I want a sawn-off shotgun. You have to be able to have the justification there first off. And you know, it can be fairly tricky to justify why you need such a shotgun. So really only the people that do need one for sport are going to be able to get one. If you go below the 12-inch barrels or below the 24 inches for a side-by-side or over and under on a section 1, then it's going to be classed as section 5, and that's a whole world of trouble. So you do need to be careful. You don't want to take any liberties. You want to make sure that you're within the lengths or you're going to land in hot water. Interestingly, when I went through to do a bit of research on this topic, I looked at what the media would classify a sawn-off shotgun as, and I actually found this image. It shows a recovered sawn-off shotgun used in crime. So this is what, you know, the cliche bank robber would have, and as you can see, the barrels are actually over 30 centimeters, and probably the overall length is about 50 centimeters. So looking at it, the barrels would be compliant, but the overall length would not. The really cut down stocks, that's what you would have difficulty owning within the UK unless you lengthen the barrels to compensate. So having the short snubby barrels and the really short stock, that's just not possible in the UK unless you're going to go and get Section 5 authority, which you need to go to the Home Office to get. You have to have incredibly good reason for it, and as I've said, it's mainly manufacturers, traders, dealers and law enforcement people. Your average Joe is just not going to get it. But there we go, an interesting video about different lengths and whether you can own a sawn-off in the UK. I think it's pretty cool that you can own something that short, and looking at the US, just like with the rifles, we can go down to 12-inch barrel rifles without even blinking. Obviously, we can't go any smaller than that for sport. In the US, you can, but you're going to have a large weight and that tax stamp. So thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you found it interesting. If you have any more questions, if you have any specific questions about can you own this in the UK, please put them in the comment section below. Have a fantastic 2018, have a great New Year's Eve, and celebrate 2017 in style. And as always, I hope to see you soon.